Do you see Jalen and C-Webb finally squashing their beef?
Man, Juwan Howard is the coach at Michigan now. This is one of the longest running petty feuds in the history of long running petty feuds, where these guys can't get together after being one of the coolest teams we've ever seen, after representing a generation because of how it all ended. I don't want these guys to not get along. These guys are a part of a time when we were covering sports, all of us of a certain age, where that team meant something to a whole lot of people. I don't want them fighting anymore. And Jalen has been trying to heal this, but Chris Webber will not let it go. Explain it to me. One of you guys explain it to me, because I want them to let it go.
I think that it will ultimately be let go, and it sounds like they're making some steps. And please understand, man, the beef been real, right? Like the feelings they had to each other were real. And I think part of what makes this difficult is that this is so personal and very Detroit. And I feel like when you talk to people who are from Detroit, they'll be like, oh, okay, here's exactly what's going on. And they'll break down the Ed Martin stuff and everything else. But for people who are separate, it's just like a Fab Five thing. These are guys that we watch play basketball together. I think they're going to bring it together, if for no other reason than I think for Michigan basketball, they got to bring it together. And when Juwan got that job, one thing Jalen said was, one of us got this job. We have to bring it together. And I think that that'll probably be the thing, if nothing else, that does it. But I hesitate to call what they've got petty, because it seems to be very, very real and personal to those dudes. And I hope for their own sakes, forget about us, for their sakes, they can find some peace, because they are a significant part of, honestly, like American history. That team meant something in a way that went beyond sports.
Yeah, I mean, I think also one of the things Jalen pointed out when he was talking about this was he wants his flowers now. And I think that's an important part of this. The fact that they don't have their jerseys up, and they try to erase that whole part of their history because of some violations that none of us necessarily think are that serious. Like, I think that's a problem also. So I hope they get it figured out and they come together, and I hope that we can all have some sort of celebration. I think Jalen recommended that they put all their jerseys up in the rafter on one banner, which I would love seeing something like that. If all five of them got together in that moment, and that was the big celebration and the culmination of their beef, they can squash it there officially in front of all of us, and we can celebrate and look back on this with a smile. I think that'd be a nice way to end it.
Well, Monty, explain to the people who might not remember the nuances and the divisions in the Ed Martin stuff, because that's fascinating. It is a fascinating division.
Yeah, so, Chris Webber got indicted for perjury, as I recall, as it relates to the whole Fab Five situation. And it was related to money that Ed Martin was giving dudes, because Ed Martin ran the numbers game at the plant in Detroit. And Ed Martin was a dude that gave money to basketball players. A widely beloved figure, by the way. Ed Martin winds up getting indicted on this case, and everything goes down the line. And Chris Webber put out a statement that basically said that Ed Martin was a predator, and that Ed Martin preyed on young basketball players. And from my understanding, that was a big thing with everybody, is that there was, Ed Martin's now been dead for a very long time, but there was no reason to bury that dude on the way out, when really what he was doing was giving dudes money who needed money, giving a lot of people money who needed money.